Hey, hey, English learners! Welcome back to the Speak English Flow podcast, where real conversations help you speak English with confidence. I'm Emma.
And I'm Moen. I'm still recovering from 10 straight minutes of eye contact with the camera.
Now that was a truly cinematic experience. So, day 19 of our 30 Days to Speak English challenge.
19 days in, still going strong.
And today we're talking about how to talk about your family in English.
This is for anyone who freezes up a bit when someone asks, "So, tell me about your family."
Exactly. It's one of the most common topics in real conversations, meeting new people, small talk, even interviews sometimes.
And it's surprisingly easy to get stuck just saying, "I have two brothers," and nothing else.
Today, we'll fix that. Real vocabulary for describing family members, relationships, traditions, and staying connected.
By the end of this, no more one-sentence family descriptions.
Let's give your family the full, colorful description they deserve. Can I share something before we get started?
Of course.
A muscle doesn't get strong from one huge workout. It grows from small, steady reps, day after day.
Same with English then, just steady little reps.
Exactly. So if you're building that muscle with us, subscribe to Speak English Flow. One more rep for your English.
And tell us in the comments where you're listening from today. We genuinely love seeing that.
All right, let's get into today's topic.
Let's go.
So let's start simple. How do we actually describe family members beyond just, "This is my brother"?
Isn't that already enough?
It's a start, but it's a bit flat. Let me tell you about my mother instead. She's the one who somehow keeps our whole extended family connected. Birthdays, phone calls, everyone.
So she's like the glue.
Exactly. And because of her, we're a really close-knit family, meaning everyone stays closely connected and involved in each other's lives.
Close-knit. I like that. My family's like that too, especially during holidays.
Here's a nice image for it. Think of a family like a band. Each person plays a different instrument, different personality, but together it becomes one song.
I like that. My little cousin from the call earlier is basically the spitting image of my uncle. Looks exactly like him. It's honestly a little uncanny.
The spitting image of. Perfect phrase for that, when someone looks almost identical to a relative.
So instead of just, "This is my brother," we can describe the role, the vibe, the connection.
Exactly. Paint the picture, not just the label.
Okay, next, what about how you actually relate to family members? Not just who they are, but how things are between you.
Give me an example.
Honestly, my older brother and I fought constantly as kids. Like, constantly.
Really? You two seem so close now.
We are now, actually. It took years, but eventually we really started to get along with each other.
Get along with. Such a useful, everyday phrase. It just means having a friendly, easy relationship with someone.
It genuinely felt like rebuilding a bridge, one plank at a time after years of being on opposite sides.
I love that image. Some family relationships really are like that. You have to rebuild them slowly, piece by piece.
And now he's honestly one of my closest friends, not just a brother.
So it's not just who someone is, it's how you actually get along.
And that story is often more interesting than the label anyway.
Okay, next. Family traditions. The things that just get passed along.
Like what?
In my family, baking a certain spice cake every celebration is basically law. My grandmother taught my mother, and now my mother's teaching me.
So it genuinely runs in the family.
Exactly. Runs in the family means it's a trait or habit shared across generations, almost automatically.
Actually, storytelling runs in my family too. My grandfather told stories, my dad tells the exact same ones now, just slightly exaggerated each time.
That's such a lovely image. Like a recipe passed from hand to hand. The base stays the same, but each person adds their own little twist.
I like that comparison. Nothing stays exactly the same, but the heart of it does.
And honestly, These small traditions are what actually make a family feel like a family.
So traditions aren't just old habits, they're basically a living recipe.
Passed down, slightly changed, always kept.
Last part. What about when your family isn't nearby anymore?
Such an important one. How do you handle that?
Living away for studies was hard at first, but I make sure to keep in touch every single week, no matter how busy things get.
Keep in touch, staying connected with someone even from a distance.
And during exam season last year, I really leaned on my brother a lot. Just talking things through with him kept me steady.
Lean on, depending on someone for emotional support during a hard time. Such an honest, useful phrase.
It's strange. We were far apart physically, but somehow it never really felt that way.
It's a bit like roots underground. You can't always see the connection, but it's still quietly holding everything up.
I really like that. Distance doesn't have to mean disconnection.
So staying close isn't about being in the same room. It's about staying in touch and leaning on each other when it matters.
Roots don't need to be seen to still be doing their job.
It's time for Word Tour. Let's take a closer look at today's key phrases.
We've picked 6 really useful ones.
First, close-knit. Close-knit. A family or group that's closely connected and involved in each other's lives.
We're a close-knit family. We talk almost every day.
Growing up in a close-knit neighborhood taught me a lot about community.
Second, the spitting image of. Looking almost exactly like another person, usually a relative.
My son is honestly the spitting image of his grandfather.
People always say I'm the spitting image of my dad at this age.
Third, get along with. To have a friendly, easy relationship with someone.
I get along with my sister really well these days.
It took time, but they finally learned to get along with each other.
Fourth, run in the family. A trait or habit shared across generations of a family.
A love of cooking definitely runs in my family.
Being tall clearly runs in his family. Everyone's over 6 feet.
Fifth, keep in touch. To stay connected or in communication with someone, especially over distance.
We promise to keep in touch even after moving to different cities.
A quick weekly call is enough to keep in touch.
And finally, lean on. To depend on someone for emotional support during a hard time.
I really leaned on my parents during that difficult year.
It's okay to lean on your friends when things get tough.
6 warm, useful phrases for describing your own family.
Try using at least one the next time someone asks about your family.
Now it's time for Say It Better. Let's take some basic sentences and make them sound more natural.
I'll read the basic one.
And I'll make it sound the way native speakers really say it.
Here's the first one. I have big family.
I come from a pretty big family. That's the expression you'll hear much more often in everyday English.
My brother and me have good relationship.
My brother and I get along really well. It fixes the grammar and sounds much more natural.
Here's another one. My grandmother taught cooking to my mother.
Cooking has been passed down through the women in my family. It captures the idea of a family tradition beautifully.
How about this one? I miss my family very much.
I really miss my family when I'm away. That's a softer, more natural way to express it.
Here's the next sentence. I call my family every week.
I make sure to keep in touch every week. It sounds more intentional and uses today's expression naturally.
I depend on my sister when I feel bad.
I really lean on my sister when things get tough. That's exactly how native speakers often express emotional support.
Lean on. I'm definitely using that one the next time I call home.
Great choice. It's a warm expression and people use it all the time. Before we go, let's quickly recap. Today, we learned how to describe family members in a more natural way.
We also talked about how to describe your relationships, not just who someone is, but how you get along with them.
And don't forget, family traditions are things that get passed down from one generation to the next.
Even if your family lives far away, you can stay close by keeping in touch and being there for each other.
Now, we'd love to hear from you. What's one tradition, habit, or value that runs in your family?
Leave a comment below. We read your comments and we always enjoy learning about our listeners from around the world.
Your stories make this community feel like one big family.
And that's day 19 of our 30 Days to Speak English Challenge.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. We hope you learned something new and had a little fun along the way.
If you enjoyed today's episode, give it a like and share it with someone in your family or a friend who's learning English too.
And don't forget to subscribe because day 20 is waiting for you tomorrow.
Every time you watch, comment, or share, you're helping this amazing English learning community grow.
I'm Emma.
And I'm Moen.
Thanks for listening to Speak English Flow.
Until next time, keep speaking, keep smiling.
And if you can, give someone in your family a call today.